Hey everybody, welcome to Game On. I'm your host, James Phillips. We appreciate you joining us here on the very first episode of Game On, where we're gonna go look at all kinds of sports and leisure activities in the Kingsport area and basically just have a whole lot of fun. This week on our first episode, we go to the All-Star race in Charlotte, North Carolina and do a little adventures with James and see what kind of trouble I can get into when I'm with about 15 friends in Charlotte. But first, before I show you what happened at the race, let's hear a word from one of our sponsors, which is Town & Country Realty, because no show's free and we got to get our Benjamins.
Hello? Oh, hey, honey. Yeah, I've been looking at houses all day. I'm actually walking through one right now. Uh-huh. All right, I'll call you when I'm done, okay? Love you.
Log on to Town & Country Mobile on your phone, and you can find everything you need to know to buy your dream home. With just a street address, you can tour the home and get valuable information from wherever you are. All you need is your phone and mobilerealtytnc.com.
How's it going? Every now and then on our show, we're going to have a little segment called Adventures with James. And on these adventures, because I'm such an avid sports fan, I'll normally be going to a sporting event to keep myself happy. This week, we're going to the Charlotte All-Star race. That's why I have my trusty clear backpack with me here, because these things get you straight through security without any slowdown. This way you don't have to open it up and go through it. You just walk through and show them what's going on. So it's early on a Friday morning right now. We're going to get ready and head out to Greenville, South Carolina, pick up a couple of friends, and from there we'll head on to Charlotte for the All-Star race on Saturday night. So it should be a great time. Next time I see you, I'll be pulling into Charlotte.
Mother Nature seemed to smile upon us when we arrived in Charlotte. It rained the whole way there, and it rained when we were loading up the car in Charlotte. But when we actually pulled into the track, the skies were blue and it was time to go racing.
This is my friend Curtis, Martin, and this guy I don't know. I forgot his name already. Mike. We've arrived at the racetrack. Everyone's unloading everything out of their vehicles. You can see it right through there how far away we are. It's time to camp and enjoy the day a little bit.
With the rain gone, we began to set up camp and prepare for a fun and crazy day that hopefully everyone remembered. We set up the day's most important activity as soon as we got there, cornhole, and everybody else began to settle in for the day as we began to throw the bags. Just as we thought the rain had moved on though, when we were good to go, it was take cover and run for the tents because a quick summer shower came upon us. Another one of our great sponsors here at Game On is the Bus Pit on East Main Street in downtown Kingsport. The Bus Pit has quickly established itself as one of the best music venues in all of the area and by far the best in the Tri-Cities. You don't have to drive to Johnson City anymore to see music, and you don't have to drive to Asheville anymore because all those bands that were coming over there are now coming here. Not only does the Bus Pit have great local artists, but they also have national touring artists that used to not even come to this area. So when you're in the mood to dance a little and see some music, head on down to the Bus Pit. It's right beside Bonefire Smokehouse. After about 3 hours of hanging out, we headed for the souvenir shops in the fan area in search of trouble. Martin tried out for the pit crew by changing a tire, and while I would love to make fun of him for taking him 2 minutes to change the tire, I can't because it took me 3 minutes and I couldn't even get the tire off the ground.
Put it back on!
You're an idiot. You're gonna end up drinking something. Yeah, I was gonna swallow the real stuff.
While in the fan area, I began to set out on my mission for the day. One small goal, to find one Kyle Busch fan out of 140,000 people.
So, if you could fist fight one driver in NASCAR, who would it be?
Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch! Kyle Busch! If you could fist fight one driver, who would it be?
It definitely would be Kyle Busch.
While the search didn't start out so well, I did see my favorite driver, Scott Speed, and my goal quickly changed. It was to get a good picture with my favorite driver. Now, the reason is, I am not that photogenic when I meet people I admire. Case in point, the first time I met Scott Speed at Bristol. What am I doing with that weak-ass thumbs up? It looks like I was scared he was going to bite my thumb off. And then there's the infamous Edgerrin James picture. Nothing needs to be said about this picture other than it looks like right when the picture was snapped, at that exact moment, Roger Federer hit me square in the face with a tennis racket. So for my second meeting with Scott Speed, I tried to imitate him. I'm not sure how it turned out, but it definitely doesn't make me look that stupid, I don't think. While looking for a Kyle Busch fan in the souvenir area, our group did get sidetracked for about 30 minutes. No one was really sure why we got sidetracked, but it was definitely hard for us to leave. Turns out it was hard for about 5,000 other men to leave.
Curtis, what are the chances that you can take both these girls on a date?
0%.
Cool.
All right.
If you're in the market for a new car, you need to go down to Wallace Mitsubishi Nissan. Van and his crew down at Wallace can get you in a new or pre-owned car any minute with their Get a Fresh Start program. You can check them out at Wallace on Stone Drive or check them out online at wallacecars.com. You can get in your new car today. After multiple distractions, we finally got into the track and checked out some of the pre-race activities. But still, no luck finding a Kyle Busch fan.
All right, we're seconds away from the Sprint All-Star race. This is what we came here for.
Midway through the All-Star race, I have finally spotted a Kyle Busch fan, although not so much a fan of Dale Jr. It took about 8 hours, 9 beers, and 140,000 people, but I finally found the Kyle Busch fan, and he did not disappoint.
Oh my God!
In what was a classic All-Star race, Tony Stewart won in a next-to-last lap pass. Needless to say, my best buddy Curtis, who is a big Tony fan, was more than happy. The beer helped the celebration. After the race, we were all very happy, except for maybe this guy, who didn't like the outcome so much.
Okay, another All-Star race is in the bag. This is by far, in my 10 years of coming to this All-Star race, the best I have ever been to. The first 90 laps, okay. The last 10, the best 10 laps of racing I've ever seen. All right, this is James Phillips. I hope you've enjoyed Adventures with James. We've had a great trip. Things are finally winding down. It is 12:15. On Saturday night, we started at 9 o'clock.
With rain.
Friday morning with rain, and we finally got here. Things are done. Everything works smoothly. Good night, and we'll see you next week. If you guys could fist fight one driver in NASCAR, who would it be?
Kyle Busch.
All right, I hope you all enjoyed our very first episode here at Game On. I know I did, and I had a really good time filming it too, as I'm sure you could tell. Be sure and check back here every week on Kingsport.tv. For the next 9 weeks at least, we're gonna have a new episode coming on every week. And if y'all like it, forward it to your friends, tell your friends, because the more hits we get, the more episodes we keep doing, and I'm having a lot of fun doing this. So, I'm James Phillips. This has been Game On. We'll see you next week.